How's it, Henny? Hi, Clinton. I'm afraid so. And I was going to mention that just now before we start. Better than expected. Tell you what, zero point 0.4 expected, it was zero point 0.2. Yeah, zero point 0.4 expected, zero point 0.2 in actual. Means the approaching producer price index. Good mouthful. Yeah, it didn't go up as much as expected, which is anti-inflationary basically. So therefore, you see the NAS and the indices knock up, which I'm afraid some of our shorts might get caught opening at 4:30. If you're in, we'll discuss that in a minute. But I don't know. Hey. Some market. Look at this. We're just waiting for 4:30. Look at this one here. Look at that. Came right down to here. 137.66 on that. Who would have thought not so long ago it was 150? Oh, good to have you there. Okay, just got a new purchase. Nirvani, if that's pronounced properly, not Nirvana, but Nirvani. Hi, welcome. Okay, just quick to mention. How's it, Mark? This is like a forum, not such a class, a forum. You can discuss on the chat line. You can unmute yourself if you want to verbalize. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to chat line. You want to verbalize it with pleasure. This isn't a class where, a lecturer just does his thing. This is where we share ideas, ask questions, primarily a trading room, hence the name. But in quiet moments, I'm feeling we're going to get this afternoon by the look of it. Then we can do some clarification or answer any questions. Bear in mind, it's not a training room. That's for the classes, clearly. But I can clarify anything you're not sure of. You have your chart set up. I can show how to do that, or I can, which I will do later on. Just a reminder, I can copy and paste economic calendar, which is the fundamental side, which is important to know. And what we call the DXY, which is the dollar index, which is important to know, and the yields on the 10-year note, US, all US, by the way, which is important to know. So just a reminder just now, I'll copy and paste for you all to keep in your browser. It's very important. Okay, all right. As I just mentioned, look at the dollar yen right down here. Who would have thought not so long ago, 150 odd, just let Werner in, and that's come flying off here. Very difficult to call. The indices, the Nasdaq. Well, Pete, if you went long it, I'm scared to death of bloody Nasdaq at the moment. It's, I thought that might hold at 12, and then of course news comes out, propels it. Is it going to get some follow through above 12, or is it going to fall back? Remember, round figures are often psychologically as a support and resistance. So you might get 12,000 hovering and might have a bit of a pullback, a profit-taking pullback. Remember, that means you're selling to exit, which means it comes down in theory. Always remember, technicals are very, very useful, but the fundamental comes through. It can go through the technicals like a knife through butter. I always use the example of a bomb goes off of the Straits of Hormuz going into the Persian Gulf. Oil price will go skyrocketing. Never mind support, resistance, trend line, Fibonacci, or whatever. It just got to bear in mind the economic. Okay, I think whilst I'm at it, just let these guys in. I might as well do it now. We've got a quiet moment. Just let these guys in. Right. Okay, just what's this one? It's the economic calendar. Just going to copy and paste for you guys. Anyone new here, please copy and save in your browser and minimize it. You need to keep an eye on it. You don't want to go into a trade when there's something coming out about the dollar or the pound or the Swiss franc or something like that, because it could go either way. This is the dollar index made up of 6 currencies, the majors, plus Canada and Sweden, like I mentioned before, but just for you guys. And I'll do the US the yields on the 10-year bond or note, all US. Just a second, let me do this. Okay, right. Okay, so NAS, it might hold there. Am I suggesting a trade? Well, very difficult call. It might hold there and bounce further up. It might get a profit-taking pullback and then move back up again. On the daily, where is it now? It's still in the neutral range. I haven't gone to the buy range. Guys, this is important. If you don't have the 200-day simple moving average or the 50-day simple moving average, suggest you put it on. Where's my 10-day gone? Templates, say, there we are. There it is, yeah. Once you put the 210, that's very important. The 10-day one, the shorter term one, is my particular choice. If you quite like it, you can put it on if you like. But these are very important. Once you've done it, don't forget, right-click, go to templates and save the template. So if you lose your charts, no panic. Give you a quick example. Go to a new chart here. And that comes up by mistake, gobbledygook. Let's go and reset it again. Just go right-click, go to templates, and then where's the template saved? Go down to the one you want to pick. I've got 6. I'll go to this one, and you're back in business. If you want to change your charts, right-click, go to properties, and change it to your heart's content, and then save it. Okay, just so you know. There's nothing wrong with that. Sorry, Shamar, absolutely nothing wrong with that. The momentum's up, might be a bit of a profit-taking pullback, but as I say, it's not as direct on the NAS because it's volatility as some. I mean, it might be 12,000, could easily get to 12.1 before it comes back, or 12.50 or something. So there's no problem on that. Just bear in mind, there's quite a wide spread on this. It's actually about 14 pips. I no look at that, it doesn't look like it, but it is apparently. Okay, right, okay. So just give me a second. Someone wants to join in here. Okay. There we are. Sorry. Okay, where was I? Okay, so nothing wrong with that, Sean. The only thing is, with such a tight stop, you might get stopped out of noise and it goes up to 12.5. But I take your point. Okay, right. Where was I? Okay, we've had a couple of trade ideas out. The gold, unfortunately, went north, so we're stopped out in the gold. Hectic lately, hasn't it? I'll be honest, it's been hectic for everyone. So gold, unfortunately, was a no-no. Okay, went to there we are, stopped us out at 1780, as you can see there. NZD CAD, similar story, I'm afraid. That was a short, that decided to shoot up. Our top stop was 82. As you can see, it's reached 82 just above. So that should have stopped you out. So yeah, unfortunately, that's another one not so good. ADJPY was one, but I think we're all out of that now. It's stopped out in a profit or modified your stop loss into a winning position. So whatever happens now, you can't lose. But even that looks like it's come back. Certainly, you know. Yeah, even that's come back. Because that's right, 84 something or other, sorry, 94 something or other just now. Might even hit the TP. To get to the TP on the daily? Yes, it just hit the TP. Great stuff. Hit the TP earlier on today and pulled back. So that was a winning one. Brilliant. GBP CHF jumping around, but most guys, on my advice on the WhatsApp group, QT WhatsApp group, advised to modify the stop. A lot of guys did do just that. Would have been stopped out in a profit because the things came back. 1 GBP CHF, yeah, 1145 as a sell, and yeah, you'd been stopped out in a profit. If you didn't modify, you'd have lost on that trade. Okay, because it came off nicely and then shot back up again. And if you didn't modify, you'd have been stopped out. If you didn't modify, you'd have been stopped out in a profit. Major difference, obviously. How do you get in the WhatsApp group? Quite simple. You've got to have 2,500 Rand or more in your account. Okay, and I'll upload you. You get daily updates, bits and pieces of interest posted, and of course signals. I haven't posted one today, but it's an unusual. Usually I have 2 or 3 going up, but I just couldn't find. There's just no follow through. I was looking at the US dollar yen. I thought, no, we got the PPI coming up. It's a bit overcooked. It might be up. No, I thought it's no, it's just wait to see what happens with PPI. Just as bloody well it came shooting off. It looks like it's recovering. The dollar index, which I've just posted there for you guys, I thought might get a bit of a bounce. Now the PPI has pushed it back down again. Very difficult. It's the problem is when you get these fundamentals coming out, it makes it very difficult because anything could happen. The short might be right and something goes against it, jumps up. You get the idea. So it is difficult. I'm not sure I can find many good stuff coming out. If anybody, you traders, do find something, yeah, no funny. If anybody, you guys find something, please let me know and we'll have a look at it. But as I say, the GBP did actually work out. So you should have been stopped out in the profit. And I'm sort the other two. Oh, yes, the CAD JPY should have modified. I think most people are kicked out in the profit. I don't think it got to the TP. What's the TP? 106. I don't think it got there. But you should have modified your stop, be kicked out in the profit. If you didn't, you'd be smiling now because clearly it's come back off again. So I think it's possibly setting up for another upside. I've just find this market a little bit difficult. It shreds your confidence a bit when it jumps around almost inexplicably at times. So perhaps for the best of us, as I say, I've been doing this for a while, you guys. So don't panic. We've had a lot of great trades out here. Remember that time a couple of weeks ago we had 10 on the trot, but at the moment the what's happening in the States is really stuffing us around. Looks like we've got the Senate. I think they're going to get the House. I'm not sure even that's over a week now. Actually, it's a week tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah. And they still haven't got the full final results in recounting, doing it again. It's completely divisive now in the States, so it's not going to be getting much better, I don't think. Okay, so I think short-term trades, don't hang on for too long, modify your stop, and make sure you don't turn a win to a loser. That's the name of the game so far. Okay, right, where were we? Yeah. So if you've got, I'll put my WhatsApp number on there, but please only send me if you've got more than 2.5 in your account. And we'll do trading support. Okay, and then just WhatsApp me. Please don't say, hi, this is George. Can you add me to? I mean, you've got to say, my name is John Smith. My real account number is 1234556 or whatever it is. So I know who it is, and I can just quickly check, and then I'll upload you and the rest of it. Okay, there we go. Good stuff. Yeah, so CAD JPY, I'm looking for a buy. It's come down to support. I'm just a little bit, maybe I need a bit of moral support from you guys because it's been so crazy the last few days. I think most of us agree on that. And US dollar yen, I'm looking for a buy, but I'm getting a bit nervous of that as well. Okay, as I say, is the Nasdaq, even Brent's come back off, it's doing quite nicely. Last couple of days, got right up to 96, then decided to come all the way back. Now look at that indecision candle there. Just zoom out a bit so you can see a bit clearer. There, you see, this is what, 16 hours old today, complete indecision. Okay, so very difficult. Is it me or are you finding it easy, guys? Maybe it's me, I don't know, I'm finding it really sort of jumping around like a cat on a hot tin roof without any particular confirmed direction. The dollar was strong last week, the yen was mighty weak, and now it's strong. It's just, remember I used to talk about the strong, the middle, and the weaker currencies? Now it's jumbled up all in one sort of mix at the moment. Okay, so yeah, the only one that did really nicely come to the party, hasn't pulled back enough, in my opinion, to get in again. Let's try and give it to there. Yeah, it's pulled back a bit, isn't it? This one here. This one, I think, is another one I want to look to buy. In fact, it's come back to support. Actually, hang on, it's come back a bit further than I expected. This one I have to like. I particularly like the Swiss franc because, of course, fundamentals interfere, but overall, it's one of the more, if not the more stable currency. So reliable on that factor. And I still think the Japanese is a little bit oversold. Swissy, I think, is pretty strong. I think the possibility is the upside here. It's come back to test the support. I think we get some upside down. Okay, so I'm just going to thank you. Sure. So, sorry, I've muted you all. Sorry, guys. If you do want to chat, please do. But obviously, to the trading room. If it's private, mute yourself. So I had to mute everybody, but you can come back and ask me something, and I'll mute. But try to remember you're unmuted, and you're talking about something else. It spoils it for everyone. Okay. Agree with Sean Miles. Thank you, Sean. Start one. Is it me? Okay, now, sorry, Nirvana, I'll do that after we finish here and I'll upload you. What a pleasure. I was going to upload you earlier on because I trusted you, but I'll do that anyway. But I'll do it afterwards. That would be great. Okay, where were we? Yes, so say I do like the Swiss franc as a buy on this one. I know the markets are weird because I totally believe that. It's nice to see somebody else feel the same way. Having said that, weird or not, we can't give up. And CHF-JPY has been pretty good to us. It's a range trade. I don't want to get too cute with it. You see these sort of things here. We don't want that. So we'll get too cute. So we'll have a stop fairly close down here, maybe about 60 pips. Don't like it too close. And maybe take it up here. Plenty of upside. And don't forget, once you're about 30, 40 pips in profit, you can modify your stop to entry. I didn't used to do that in the past because then it comes down, stops you out, you make no money, and it goes on, you're not on board. But that's so much up and down at the moment. I'd rather that than leave it in a 60 pip deficit when you're 40, 50 up, and then suddenly it comes back down. A good example, the GBP-CHF, which was doing brilliantly, and then suddenly pops up, and if you hadn't moved your stop, you'd be stopped out. As it is, the guys that are on the WhatsApp group would have followed, hopefully they did, my suggestion and modified, and they would have made a profit on it. It's very important. Okay. Yeah, well, gold might come off fast. It again depends. Remember, the gold will go up if the dollar weakens and the yields come off. The yields start going up and the dollar strengthens. That's right. If the dollar weakens and the yield comes off, gold go up, and vice versa. It goes the opposite way to the dollar. So I thought 1860 might be a good short. Look what happened. I think at 18 was it 80 odd now. I think it's overcooked the dollar, as I mentioned before, and I think it might get a bit of a pullback downside. But then I'm just a little bit nervous, that's all. Hey, Sean, I'm sure you have given me some moral support there. Don't you feel the same? When you have these sort of weird setups, you think, well, it knocks your confidence a bit. That's being open. Maybe I shouldn't admit it to you guys, but I think, I'm human. And, it bothers me, actually. It shouldn't. It bothers me, annoys me. I put a lot of work experience and time for myself and helping out. And these sort of weird things happen, and it's quite frustrating. But yeah, I still think that the gold is overcooked. I'm not sure the dollar's going to maintain with some sort of bounce, so might get a pullback. Is it confident enough to make it a trade idea? I'm not so sure about that. Suppose you get a small one, you could, but you need I think you need to stop up here, to be honest. It's about $30 away. Is it worth it? Are you going to get enough follow through of $50 to make it worth it? That's my issue. And I think $10 is too close. You can easily knock you out and then come off, and then you'll be more frustrated. But anyway, I'll come back to it if you like it, etc. Oh yes, give 15 minutes before we do CHF-JPY. I want to just share this calculator. Everybody must have the calculator. Do not. I saw one guy, he's had enough money. I put it on the group WhatsApp, but he got in like 0.02 or something in BA. I don't know. But it's a completely different system. Shares you got in a much higher volume. But I'm worried about that because, as I say, the NAS, S&P and Dow jumped up on that 3:30 report of the PPI. So I think, I'm sorry, guys, if you got in the shorts, it's going to open up. If you're not in, probably wait before you start diving in at Harper's 4, because I think it's going to jump again. It was so frustrating, but we'll have a look at that past. And as I say, don't forget, position size is absolutely vital. There's the position size calculator, everything but US shares. Still people calling up saying, I can't open or close my position in BA. Well, you will not until 4:30 to 11:30. Those are for shares. Everything else goes round the clock, closed at weekends, and you use the CFD calculator. I've already posted on my groups, but I might post it again. But you've got to use that calculator, not this one. Otherwise, you're going like 0.5 or 0.02 or something, and you're wasting your time. It's too small. Okay. Right. Have everyone got the CFD calculator? You should all have it. If you don't, Nirvana, don't worry. I'm going to repost on the group and I'll upload you anyway. Okay, I'll repost it on there, so you've all got it. Okay. Right. Where were blah 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 blah. DDD. Okay, so gold. I'm not so confident. I'm rather more look at shares. I know this is the afternoon for shares, but wait to see what happens on opening. So we can get a bit of a jump before we get cute. Once it's open, we'll have a look and see what we can find. Okay. I think the dollar's looking for a bit of strength, but I thought that yesterday and it didn't happen. You get my point. So I totally agree with you, but oh, hang on, Ashley. I'm sorry, Sean. What is going on? Okay, fine. I'll post it. Actually, I'll post it just now. We're in the trade room now. It's not a panic, and I'll post it because you're on the group WhatsApp. Actually, oh, hang on. Sean's done the job for me. You're an absolute star there, Sean. Okay, guys. Those who don't have the CFD calculator, I'll post it in on my group. There you are, CFD calculator. Thank you. And then have that ready. If you haven't got it, there you are. Keep it. That's for CFDs. Opens at 4:30. Remember, close at 11. So don't try and do anything outside that time. Can't enter, modify, close, do anything until the market's open. Right, Sean, let's have a look at this. Wow. We've tested up the 200-day moving average. Now, we might need a confirmation, but now I agree, technically speaking, that's a short. Remember, I use these for filters and for support resistance. And let's just zoom out a bit. As you can see there, or zoom in a bit, so yeah. It's clear the trend's down, it's come up and it's tried to push through, and look, the sellers came in to defend that line there. I think there's a possibility of a short here. I'm just going to check my DXY. You should all have it, guys. Download it, keep it handy. I'm going to check on my other screen. And at the moment, it is not so pretty. Sorry, I'm going to the yields there, beg your pardon. It's jumped up a bit. It's 105.40. Remember, it was 106 earlier on today. It's now 105.83. It's getting a bit more moving up. I think the world's thinking the dollar now, from being grossly overvalued, I think it's a bit undervalued. That's my thinking. And yeah, I think it's a possibility of maybe some downside here. It's not too bad, actually. In fact, I quite like it if you believe the dollar's going to get a bit of a bounce from here, which I think it's a good chance of it. We'll do the position sizing. So if it is wrong, you can handle it. But I have to say, well, Spotted Sean, I do quite like it. You might want to just check the 4-hour first. Yeah, getting a bit of a pullback. Anything on the weekly. Where is that too far away to put the stop above there? It's a bit too far. We'll have to have it there. 4-hour we checked. Nothing getting in the way there. Look at the hour. We're getting a bit, but it might have to break there to be quite safe. It's still consolidating a bit. You might want to have a confirmation break below there. What do you think, Clinton? Do you think so? Clinton's quite experienced, so I want to take his opinion. Do you think we should wait for a break below these levels here, or would you look at going in that market? Hi, Mikkel. Yeah, Russian collusion, I say. Yeah, maybe we should wait for, what do you think, guys? I like it, Sean, but maybe we should just hang fire a bit, because these markets are pretty strange to get some form of confirmation. Maybe, where's this now? Around at 1.4, yeah. If you just break 1.04, we might get a bit of a downside. Okay. That's probably not probably very much the more prudent attack. Okay, we're more or less agreed on that. Okay, fine. Just break that little bit of consolidation area there. Okay, all right. There's no more fundamentals coming out today. We can check tomorrow for a few more. What's the time? 9 minutes to go until opening. Where are we? Anything else? We checked our trades. CAD, JPY, all the others, 3 were okay, and the gold NZD CAD was not. We tried to get NZD JPY. It was a pending, but we didn't get it. It didn't get filled. We can check it again. No, it didn't get filled. We'll get 85. Didn't get filled. So we'll leave that. That's a long time slot. Sorry, didn't get filled. So yeah, 85 we wanted yesterday. I think it was. Anyway, we're not in, so we'll leave that. Okay, I mentioned CHFJPY. I do quite like that. See if we got any confirmation on that one. It's at the bottom of the range, has some technical damage breaking through the 50, but yesterday it strode it. This is a stride it as well. I still quite like the Swiss franc, even though the Brent's come off a bit. Remember, guys, oil is imported by Japan, so it's a favor we'll have a cheaper dollar, which means they pay less for oil, but they still got it imported. And still fairly expensive, even though it's come off a bit. I do quite like it. Anybody quite like this one? It seems to be a little few buyers are coming in. See the word quite like it, not jumping up and down with glee, but the 147 seems to have held. Let's look at the 1 hour. Look at the 15-minute getting desperate here. Yeah. It's the bottom of a range. I want some confirmation. What do you guys think of this? If you want to short it, I'm sure I want to short the Swissy against the yen. But stranger things have happened. Remember Lehman, I thought that was a short and he thought it was a long. And it turned out he was quite right. Yeah. Anyone want to short or buy this one? I think chance of moving up, but I think maybe a confirmation. Any opinions on it as a trade? I'm a bit 50-50 actually. I like it, but I like a bit more confirmation. I see a weaker yen as well, to be honest, I do. I'm not keen on the short, no. I'll be upfront on that. Somebody say you're wrong and I'm right, vice versa. I think a few guys will. Anybody want to do a short or long on this one, the market, or should we wait? For you guys, not always as confusing as this. That's why it's very important to modify your stop once you start going the right way. Protect yourself. This is a protected market. Nice Clinton. What did Clinton do there? Oh, did? Okay, brilliant. Whichever trade that was. Actually, you mentioned CAD CHF, didn't you? What's happened to that one? I think you went for a buy or a short. It came off a bit. If you went for a short, you've done well. I think you did want to short it. You've done well on that. There we are. Capital letters, just in case. No, I'll give you that. You wanted to buy it, Clinton. Come on. You got that wrong. Just kidding. I presume you've taken profit around about the 71 mark or better or whatever, because it's a bit iffy at the moment, isn't it? It might get a bounce here. Not suggesting a trade, but I think if I was in, I'd be taking profit. I'll certainly move the stop out to make sure I can't lose in the trade. Better than entry, in other words. Don't forget, don't move your stop further from entry, move it towards entry. To better than entry, that's ideal. It's better than entry. Okay. Right, the dollar's trying to recover. Will it take out 106 in the curve? Is there anything there you want to buy on the dollar? Very difficult. GBP has some good figures coming out, which didn't help the GB sellers cause. Had a bit of a jump to say the least. Remember, this is about, look at that, not so long ago, down at 1.03. Look at that now. Yes. No man's land, yeah. Pound has some good figures coming out, so the problem with that. So the GB CHF when they hit stop loss, but we made money on it, so that's the main thing. Okay. So yeah, I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna be upfront. I don't see much, and I'm worried about the shorts on those three USD CFDs. I think it's going to have it. Well, pretty sure it's going to open up. How's your Nasdaq going? You've been stopped out here, Mark. If you put it 12,000, hovering around that level. I'm not keen personally trading this Nasdaq and too tight a stop. It's get knocked out in the noise, especially upwards for an opening. And remember, do not trade the Nas Well, you can do what you like, but I'm suggesting you don't trade the NAS unless you've got 4 or 5 grand or more in your account. It's too volatile, and to do it properly, you need at least 200 pips stop, which means you're still know about 350 around for one micro risk, which is a bit heavy on a 3 grand account, to say the least. Remember, equity manages everything. If you haven't got the position size calculator, it's quite simple. Go to the live chat, go to tech support, get them to load it for you onto your computer, not onto your phone. You have to go to the App Store for that and find one, but onto your computer, and not for CFDs, like I said. Yes, long on that one. Okay, well done, Philip. I want to hear some good news like that, because it's been very iffy. I think that's going to hold that. There's some really great news comes out from the States, which I don't think is going to happen. I think that's going to hold. I personally think that's going to hold. I'm not going in now, but I'm looking for maybe a bit of downside, a bit of a pullback. No, I think the dollar's weakened too much. You might get a bounce in the dollar, and we might get a bounce in the yields. It'll come off quite a bit. We might get a bounce, which means that will be a negative for gold. At the moment, I'm looking more to short it, but I'm not doing either. I'm an LIA guy. Leave it alone. But I'm not sure I'll be going long at the moment. But it's not wrong, put it that way. I wouldn't have been too keen going long at 1760 and look what happened. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion. But there again, funny, strange things have happened. Do you think it's going to go back up to there, or do you think it's going to pull back a bit? Yeah, well, I suppose so. Well, it's not very difficult to do. Well, Powell's got to open his mouth and hinting we're going to stay the hawkish route. And he can't say we're going to do 75 basis till next month on the FOMC meeting, but he can start dropping a few hints there, or at least get his deputies to do it, and that will strengthen it. It's all right there. That's why he's not allowed to trade. Pity. Yeah, I have to put a lot in there. It's a multi-billion dollar traded instrument. That you have to have some big ones to put in there. But anyway, yeah, I think. Sorry, but Mark, I think it's going to get a pullback on the NAS. If I had to go in, I'd rather short at the moment, but I'm not going to do either if I had to. Anyway, as you say, Patrick, congratulations, Philip. Yeah, you're all heart there, Sean. You're all heart. Philanthropist Sean. Okay, just coming up. So let's have a look, see the NAS on opening, see what's going to happen. Just give me a second. Just about, there we are. That's, well, there you are. You don't need any help from Sean. It's like jumping as we speak, eh? Or is it? God, even the NAS doesn't know what he's doing, eh? Look at it. You're in a bloody 2 months in the NAS. I take it in a profit or in a loss holding on, because not people hold on 2 months because the loss it's going to come right. But in the profit holding on, they don't seem to like to hold on to profits, like to take it, they get nervous. Holding on for dear life, so it's not so good then, okay. But in a way, you bought it, must have bought it up there somewhere. No. You must have a stop loss. People seem to love to hold on to their losses and then take the profits into C5 round to take it. Yeah, well done, Pete. Yeah. It's stop loss. I was open. Yeah, let's go and look at that. Yeah, I think we'll start with BA. If you're not in it, I'm a little bit wary going in the moment. I still think it's going to come off a bit, but who knows? But if you're in, hold it. If you're not in, anyway, I think if it's 174 is the entry. It's a bit higher than the entry expectation. Just how far before you get too cute with this. The Baba just shot up. Oh, God, Baba. Yeah. What about Tesla? Probably a similar story. It's also tech. Yeah, similar. The only one that didn't was BA. I still like to shorten it, but I think we just wait. a little bit before we get too cute with it. But I'm expecting it's overcooked. I'm expecting a pullback, to be honest. So if you're in, hold it. If you're not in, just wait to join. Don't get cute for the moment. Just hang on. But I'm afraid the Bubbas and those fell out. We won't be joining them now, although I think there will be a pullback, to be honest. After all that, it just says it's been stopped out. A little bit of technical damage down to the neutral zone, but it's not full candle in there yet. As is it resistance? See if the pull back on the NAS, and if sorry been stopped out, but I think you might have a second shot at it. But hold 5 at the moment. Amazon, okay, I haven't looked at Amazon for a while. What about Amazon? It's been in the news lately. He's given $100 million to Dolly Parton's charity. Hey? Old Jeff Bezos. They're all bounced. I mean, we know that. We knew it was going to bounce because the NAS was up. The CPIs came out. So we knew it was going to open up. But the question is that going to hold? Keep an eye on that NAS. If NAS comes off, this will give opportunity to short it. But it's not, nothing's happening. So leave it alone, leave it alone. Yeah, okay, that's quite a good question. So we're about to get trades. It makes my life, to be honest, a lot easier if people can't these kind of questions, because then we can keep at least, hopefully, of value the trading room if people can't get trades. Right, yeah, you can get a whiplash. I haven't seen it for a while, actually, so much a whiplash, but it used to be fairly common a few years ago, but it can do. But don't do it unless you got enough Tom and you need, excuse my language, balls to do it. But sometimes what you can do is do a buy stop and a sell stop set it before a big fundamental comes out. So it comes out in your favor, you pick up your buy and off it shoots, and it comes not in the favor, you pick up your short. Example, you put, let's say, just about to come out the fundamental, you put the buy stop up there, maybe the sell stop down here, somewhere like that. Maybe with the Nasdaq, maybe 20 pips or so on the Forex, maybe 40 odd pips on the NAS because it's a bit more volatile. Just as a rule of thumb, just a ballpark figure. And then you put the sell there and the buy there. Stop, not limit stops, remember. News comes out, grabs that, starts going up. First thing you probably do to protect some whiplashes, get your stop, modify your stop up to break even. Get rid of this one. Don't leave it there in case you get a whiplash taking that in. Get rid of that one, delete that one, and ride it. And that would have been a very, very nice thing that happened last week when we had that massive move, whenever it was. And it was last week, yeah. This was what we on the daily, yeah. It was last week. Something looked strange. Anyway, yeah. And then you get that big move, and then, yeah, it would have been taken in. Does that make sense? But you got to just make sure you delete the other one. Don't forget about it. Does that make sense, guys? I put a line in there just to give you an idea. If you're not sure, we'll go through it again. Maybe put a buy. What's it? 12,000. Maybe forget that wick, but it's about 40 pips off. So maybe about there, and then you put a sell stop about just a second, about 11,960. Something like that, a little bit low, about there. Okay, so you put a sell stop there, the buy stop there. This is your market price going to the funding. Funding comes out and it's good, bangs in there, right up it goes. What a pleasure. Modify your stop so you can't lose, right or into a profit or whatever, the break even. Common sense, and then delete this one. You don't want this line there. Delete it and then follow it up. Modify and follow it up. That's quite a common way of trading big fundamentals. But just be careful. Sometimes you will get a whiplash. Goes and takes that and it suddenly comes off and takes the other one. So just be careful. If it takes one of them, make sure you delete the other one quickly. Hope that made sense. Any questions on that? It is getting some upward momentum. How long it's going to last? I don't know about the story, Henry. It's some. I've done a few times, some success. I'm just always a bit reluctant to do it with beginners because they don't fully understand the implication of the whiplash effect. I think some person doing it should be done a few trades under the belt, a bit of experience under their belt, a few trading room time under their belt before they get too cute with it. Guys like Sean just speaking there, been around a little bit, can look at something like that. Just make sure that you got your position size calculator ready, just in case. But yeah, it's quite a common way of trading it, but just be careful with whiplash. There's nothing guaranteed, but it can be quite profitable. I mean, that would have been seriously nice to CPI when it came out. Jumped up, I think, about 800 pips, didn't it? You might not have got all of it, but you might have got even half of it. You'd be smiling. Any questions on that? Is it clear? I think going down the line, I'm going to start moving more towards scalping. When you get up and down markets like that, you don't want to be hanging around there long. I remember years ago with a couple of prop traders, and they used to say to me, when I get in, I want to be in there as small a time as possible to get out, because anything can happen. So down the line, if this sort of continues, I'll spend a bit more on scalping trades, where, get in there and move your stock quickly and not hang around, because, as I say, we're not getting follow through a lot of the time. Yeah, well, this is it. It might not hit your TP. It might not hit your TP. But if you made 50 pips, you're right. Dow Jones resistance, look at the short, it pulls back. Okay. Yeah, there's a bit of resistance there. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, a bit of resistance there. 4 hourly. But yeah, I quite like it. Yeah, what's the Dow doing? Not the Dow. The yields are going up. The dollar index is climbing up. You might get a bit of pullback there. You must have a stop on this. This is a hectic thing. Don't think of doing this if you've got less than about 7-8K in your account. But we can look at this, I think. I'm just going to just put this up here for a stop. I want the stop up here. See, you see what I mean? If you put it right up there, that's 500, that's a $50 stop for 0.01. So make it a little bit tight. That's a bit too far. You see, I really prefer to, quite frankly, above there. Then you look, you see, you got yourself about a $45 stop, which is about 700, 100 Rand. You get the point for 1 micro. If you put it there, what's a 4 hour? That's 1 hour. That's 1 hour. Bit of indecision. Now, I'll be honest with you, I like it. You're going to have to go for the wider stop mark. I'll put it on. If it's too hot, too much, leave it. We're going to put the short in there. I'll put it just above there. Yeah. And then you can take it. Yeah, you can get a risk draw down. 33,060. Yeah, you get 2 to 1, but you're looking at 800 bucks a micro. So, guys, you can't do that unless you've got about 15K in your account. Absolute minimum. Absolute minimum. But Adele, if you want to do it with just 1 micro, yeah. Certainly, well, maybe a little bit more. You know how to work it out. You know how to work it out. But don't, please put a stop in it. Don't overexpose. Well, in Dell's case, the big ladies, eh? The big people. Yeah. So there it is. You got the Tom 15K or above. Yeah, I think you could do that. But no more than 0.03 in my opinion. I'll tell you what to do. The young lady, probably a good one for her, yeah. God, she was a good one, old Maggie, eh? Talk about women, it's quite interesting, the UK. Some of our best of the best have been women. The young ladies, a woman, probably, yeah, it's debatable. The best ever was Elizabeth I. Then you got Queen Victoria. So, you know what I mean? That's a woman's world, eh? But there you are, yeah. See how that goes. Put it down, keep an eye on it, but yeah, but no bigger than 0.03 for goodness sake. All right, we'll knock that off. S&P might be a better bet if you're looking for a short, because we can put the stop up here and it's more affordable. It's still a long way away, but it's maybe there. Still a long way away, but that's only 100. That's only 15 US dollars only. It's about 300 rand. Stop better than 800 rand. You know what I mean? But normally we get a tighter stop for the S&P, but I'm so nervous. I'd rather have it above here. As the Dow's a bit rich to the blood, when you look at the S&P, I think you might get a pullback here. What I was going to say, US dollar yen. That's the weekly. Okay, Navani. Yeah. Okay, sorry, but you need to stick it out a bit. But you need to come in because this is the practical stuff comes in, and stick with it. It will be overwhelming at first, but you'll get the hang of it. I've spoken to you. You'll pick this up quickly. Trust me. Remember, always use the car. First look at the car, changing gear looks impossible. Then you do it without thinking. Just a bit of practice. You suddenly find after half a dozen of these, it starts to fall into place. You will get it. You'll get it, no trouble. I've made big faith in you. Okay, that's after one phone call. Yeah. And you're keen, you're interested, which makes it a lot easier to pick up. Okay, are we still scared of this one? Don't all like to do it. I'm normally 10 million times more confident. Just last few days been not confident, not. It's just been very, well, a bit weird, as they say. But I think there might be a chance, a bit of upside here. What's the stock look like? Yeah, so that spike, which means 1,500 pips. Sorry, yeah, 150 pip stop. It's a bit hectic. Maybe we can do a 4-hour stop. Even that's too far. We had a big jump down earlier on, move up. Oof. Do you want to wait on this, or what do you want to do? Give it time, yeah. Oh, so should we talk to Nirvana? Yeah, okay. What do you want to do with this? Should we leave it, or what do you want to do? Anyone like it? Do you see anything there, Clinton? Not just this one, any of them. I don't blame you, Sean. Don't blame you at all. Do you see anything here? Do you think we should leave this? What do you think, guys? Not for me. Okay, we'll leave it. Yeah, a Tesla for a sell. I think so, actually. To be honest, yeah. What's the Nasdaq doing? Is it breaking 12,000 yet? Trying to. I think so. To be honest, yes, I do. Where can we put it in? It's right at resistance. A 10 days holding. I'll stop up here. That's only 4. It's nothing. Should make it around $10 stop. Around $10 stop means you're risking $10 a share. So if you want to risk $5, it's 0.5. If you want to risk $10, it's 1, 15, 1.5, 20, 2.0. You get the idea. Yeah, but don't worry about that right now. I think it might have been stopped out on that one. But I like it now as a short where it is now. I agree with you. You said that. Tesla's a sell. Put that just check again. Oh, sure. Of course, it would be sure. Yeah, there. To be honest, I do like it. Do you want to put the risk calculator up for this one? Do you want to look at it? I'll have to stop the show and put it up with pleasure. At that price, was it? Okay. Well, let's go for it then. Okay. I'll just refresh my memory what the stop loss was on it. I should do it on my phone to send out on that one. Just give me a second, guys. 195, yeah, so price, well done. And then at 200, was it 201 as a stop? So I'll put that up for you if you like. I'll write it down for you. Do you want to look at the risk calculator, or should I write the figures down for you? I just want a slightly wider stop, to be honest, just to make sure. 201's a bit tight for me, like a little bit wider, rather wider stop. I think a $10 stop will do. So good at market with a $10 stop. So what's that going to make it? Make it 206.7, and we'll stick with the TP we've got down there, which is what it is now, 180. 180. Risk is 10 or 175 per 1.0, not 0.1, but 1.0. So if you want to risk 270 bucks, it'll be 1.5. If you want to risk 360, it'll be 2. You get the idea. Okay, I'll do that then. Just a second. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Now, you need to tell me if you can see it or not. Can you see the chart? Oh, great stuff. Thanks, Sean. Right, let's scroll down a bit. How can I scroll down? Can't scroll down. That's better. There we are. That's irrelevant. I'm going to put in for once, per one. There we are. All right. What was the figures again? It was 19670. Just a second. Get the figures now. 19670, I think it was. And the other one was 180. Put a 0.0 in just in case. That's a short. I've done the wrong way around. Sorry. Put the take profit first. That's 180. $206.7. There we are. Margin requirement is just under $10. You need that margin. Remember, you've got to keep free margin in your account. And well, it's not quite, only thing is not one. Maybe we made a slight tighter stop. There we are. 195, if you like. Is that right? No, sorry. The completely wrong thing. I'm not used to using it because I do it in my head, you see. Get used to this. What was it? 96.7. And we make the stop a little bit tighter. We make it 204. Now make it direct 204.0. I suppose I want like that. Okay, that's better. Yeah, you get your 2 to 1 there. And yeah, so per share is $8.1. Obviously, you've got to multiply that by 17 rands. There you are. All clear on it? Any questions? You got CF2 calculator? Yeah, so one share, that's the entry. take profit, stop loss, says back to front, never mind. The costs are there, it's not much. And then you say, if you get your 2 to 1, and it's $8.1 is your risk for 1.0. So don't put 0.01 in, it's not forex, don't forget. So work out what your risk is, divide it in, and there you are. Bit of practice you do in your head, but just you start off, there you are. So 5% margin, so that's your deposit or margin. Are we happy with that? So you guys want to do it? Have you got that? Can I stop the share? Any questions? Okay. Okay, I can see it now. So we'll see how that goes. It's time to go back on. Might hold the 15 minutes. See the NAS, what's the NAS doing? It's coming off a bit, so you should be all right there, in theory. Might jump again, but yeah, so there you are. There we are. Okay, well, there we are. It seems to be coming off. Sorry about that, Mark, but we're opposing now because we want that to come off. I think even this has got a bit of a chance. This has got a bit of a chance as well. I think this is a bit of a chance as well. F-stop. You quite like this one. Hey, Clinton, what do you think of this one? I know you're looking for a buy. I'm looking for a short on this one. Anyone see a short on this one? Okay, anyone like to look at this one for a short? Aha, like that, Bill. Fair enough. So we'll leave that one then. You're not keen. Fair enough. Okay, can't say I blame you. It's a funny moment. You're keen for Ford, for a short or a long? I'm keen for a short. Do you want to go long? Short, okay. Right, where should we put the stop loss? 40 cents, is that too close? Maybe a little bit higher. Make it 15 bucks. That's out the way. Let's do the weekly. That might be a better idea. Maybe put the stop up there. Is that too wide for you? $1.20, or do you want to try to stop? What do you reckon? Where do you want to put your stop? Above the 1 weekly 50-week moving average, or a little bit tighter? There's plenty of downside. If it gets down here, we're laughing. Or do you want to make it a TP there and a tighter stop? What do you want to do? Anyone do it, because there's not much point we go through this. Nobody wants to do it. 11.20 or something like that will do. But where do you want to put the stop, guys, if you want to do it? Above the 50, weekly, it's not a daily, weekly, or a bit tighter. Maybe here. Nobody wants to do it? I'm not getting answered, so you don't want to do it. Okay. Make it then, make it 1565, write that down. Okay. Well, I'll put the figures up if you want to do it. There we are. Is it number one game lodge? Been there a few times. All right. F stop sell around 14.36 or better. If you get a better price, what a pleasure, yeah. SL 15.65. Any disagreement on any of these figures? Tell me. I've got 11.20 on this one for the TP. Risk is, what's that? $31.30. We are 1.3 per 0. Sorry, I'm getting the habit of forex as well. 1.0 volume. So what's 1/3 is that? 20 and a third of that. 3 6 is 23. 20. I'll put it down if you like, or 23 Rand per 1.0. So you want 200, you put in 10. You get the idea. You just jumped $10. No, it hasn't. It's gone up $1. Anyway, anyone want to do this? Oh, I'm sorry. That's the end might help. Yeah, it's on opening. Yeah, we knew that because the NAS up, the figures are out. We knew it was going to jump on opening. That's one thing they did. If it went off, then I'd say this market's gone weird. So Clinton wants to do it, and you want to do it. So I've got it written down. See how that goes. Okay, and we did the Tesla as well. See how that goes. Okay. All right. Look at the Nasdaq. It's recovered 12,000 all over the place. Be careful, guys. It's just since this US midterms has come out, it's been really, really iffy. I think we might get a bounce on this one on the weekly. On the daily, we might get a bounce. Let's look at the 4-hour. Indecision. No surprise there. Look at the hour. Indecision. No surprise there. Anyone like to have another bash at this? We stopped out on the profit. Do you want another one? Go at this one, or do you want to leave this one? I think there's a probability of a bounce on this one. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah. There are quite a bit of support there. Seem to be holding. What sort of stop we're looking at down here? 70 pip stop. That's a possibility, this one, just below the round figure 104. Anyone sort of keen on this or not so keen? The ones that do stand out for me are CHF, JPY, and this one. Quite frankly, the dollar recovered. I like the dollar yen as well. Any comments on that? See a bloody quiet indecision out there. Is that right, Mark? You're joking. That sounds like American PC woke going berserk. Home rule to the elephants, I say. Yeah, so we agree then, Sean. And you want to do this one? I like that one as well. I have to say, I like that one. CHF on this one. Anyone do it, or shall I move on? We'll go for a long. Anybody else want to go for a long? Okay, let's take a long. Me. Okay, good for you, Phil. Let's take a long. Don't get too cute, so make too wide at TP. Make it about there, should do it. 105.75. You always modify the TP as well, don't forget. It looks like it's getting a bit of recovery. Well, what do you think? $70 a micro, that's not too bad, is it? I tell you, I don't like that. I'm going to make a slightly wider stop. Rather a smaller position size and a wider. What the hell? That's better. Yeah, I think that's slightly better. $80 a micro. Keep it below the round figure. Can we get off the defecation and of the pachyderms discussion and look at the CAD JPY? Okay, Sean likes it. Anyone else? I think someone else said they like it. Food like it. Okay, so we're going to do this one. CAD JPY. 104.40. 180. 5.75. Okay, there we are. Fine, is it? Okay, we'll see how that goes. Start to move a couple of pips in my favor. Good enough. CHF JPY. I think it's got some possible upside as well. We spoke about it earlier. Most of the guys said leave it alone, wait or whatever. But you see a bit of a range trade. I have to say, we quite like it. Stop down here somewhere. TP up there. We'll definitely get it. We definitely get it. Maybe a little bit more there. Yeah. I'll put it up and see what you want to do. Okay, ignore the last decimal point. It's 34 and 67. Get the idea? That's not going to work. Just that'll do, yeah. There we are. Oh, not again. It's not getting up now, is it? Jesus. Because it's come off nicer than that. Now it's jumping up again, is it? No, if you got 201, it's playing with it. But the one we got in the trading room is a bit higher stop. So it seems to be so far so good. Maybe 200 long. Anyway, that being as it may, we're on the CAD JPY. Sorry, the Swissy JPY. Anyone want to do this one or not? Yeah, well done, Mark. Nobody? Okay. Nobody wants to do it, then fine. As a yes from Fun. Okay, anyone wants to join Fun on this one? Okay, right, we'll leave that then. Sorry, Fun. I need, yes, Ricky, that's good enough. a second. Okay, that's fine. Okay. That's a trading room. I'm not going to try and send out the group just now. We'll see how those go for the trading room. Bit of a funny day. We're going to get some excitement tomorrow. Okay, sitting that out. Okay, that's up to you, of course. Right, is BA holding or that going up? Baba, talk about Baba. I like that as a short now. Come off a little bit on the hour, haven't it? The NAS regained 12,000. See you're holding 12,000, pops up and comes off again. What's BA doing? Thank goodness BA's not jumped so much. That bloody time it came off. Remember, if it goes to 174, I think wait, so you start coming down to that, maybe you can't sell it. But if you're in, don't touch it, obviously. But I'll be honest, I think Baba's a pretty good area to sell here. Never mind we've stopped out or not. Anyone like Baba? You're back in, Baba. Good enough. We'll put up Baba then. Let's see where we can put a stop up here. Okay. $4 should do it, eh? 82, make it 82.50. What's the price? 78. And then aim down here should do the job. To get 2Q, 71.50. Yeah, just about squeeze it as a risk reward. Put it in if you want it, just tell me. Well done, Mark. Sell on BA around, what's it now? 78.12. SL 82.50. TP 71.50. Risk is, what's that? 78.12. That's what, call it $4.40. Or what's that times 17? 38.76. After that is 6.82. 82 per 1.0, not 0.01. Remember that. There you are. If you like it, just tell me. I've written it down anyway, but just want to see if you all agree. Just that's a nice possibility, that one. And I think that it looks like the BA is setting itself up to come off. I thought these bloody markets were overcooked. There's got to be some sort of pullback. There's got to be some sanity out there. It's been shallow for a while, Sean, to be honest. There's just indecision out there. It's a nightmare having such a sort of a even Stevens in any country, let alone the United States, where it's 50-50. You want someone to have a, to get in with a reasonable margin, I don't live over there for all gathering, though. It's completely split. But that being as it may, inflation's still high. I think we're a bit of a dollar strength. I think the market's going to come off a bit. It's seriously overcooked. PPI, CPI, or apart, And if you want to do it, I've got it written down. Okay. Okay, right, guys. If you find something else, I'll be very surprised. They've done pretty well, in fact, a lot better than expected. Yeah, gold's starting to come off. Look at this, it's starting to come off now. Yeah, I thought that might happen. Maybe some sanity is coming back and prevailing. What about Meta? There's a short time. Yeah, there's a few ones short. I think we might get a little pullback here. The NAS is trying, not very successfully, trying to come back. I think even Netflix might come off. That's been pretty good so far. What's the CAD JPY doing? Anything happening there? Yeah, no. 147, that's down slightly, but not much. Oh no, I'm talking rubbish. I looked at the wrong one. 45, we've got a 41. No, that's not too bad. It's slightly the right direction. That's not too bad. CHF JPY, slightly in the right direction, very slightly in the right direction. Baba jumped a little bit. BA seems to be trying to come right. And Tesla, what's Tesla doing now? Starting to try to come right. Keep your fingers crossed on that. Okay. Just thinking about to jump out the bloody window. Things like might start to come right. Good stuff. Thanks for your help there, guys, because I thought when it came here, I don't think we'd like to find anything. So that's been pretty good. Oh, yes, the other one. I was still nervous the dollar. Let's have a look and see what the dollar's doing. Dollar's holding above 106 at the moment. Yields are going up a bit. Yields going up nicely, in fact. So maybe we can get something out of the dollar. Yen. Still a bit nervous of it, to be honest. Anyone like to look at the buy on this one, or rather leave it alone? It's a bit indecisive of the candles head. Maybe leave it. I think it's got a potential upside there. Now, you mentioned the Dow earlier on. Just quickly check where that's happening. On the 15-minute. Start to come off. So, if you're in the Dow, you should be up a bit. Euro dollar for. Oh, yes, thank you. We forgot about that. That was early on the trading room. Hey, yeah, that's right. Early on about an hour ago. Yes, it's seen the confirmation. It broke the 104 we spoke about. Yeah. Need to have a wide stop. It's going to be about 100 pip stop. Thanks for reminding me on that one. We looked earlier on. What a confirmation. Looks like we might have it. Just put it slightly above there. TP, bring it right down here actually. 1.020. Still above parity. 1.02. Make it that. What do you think, Sean? I think it's not too bad. So look at the 4 hour. 1 hour. Probably think Clinton's probably thinking I might wait. Trying to break out that consolidation on the hourly. Trying to give it its due. What's in the 15? Not telling you anything. A few sellers coming in. Take it down to where you like, mate. But that's what I got up there. Any more comps on this? Remember, it's $1. The dollar is starting to try and go up, and the yields are going up as well. If you're nervous, leave it alone. When in doubt, stay out, especially these rather weird times. But yeah, I quite like the look of this. Anybody keen, or should we leave it? Adele likes it. Anyone want to join Adele, the Iron Lady? Ah, come on, about time we had an Iron Man out there. I presume Lupum could have Lupumlu. Oh, sorry, if that's a guy, back to your head. It did, but we wanted to come off now. Okay, that's fine. Great. So that's it. Right, Euro US dollar. One, two, three. 1.0200. Okay, right. Bitcoin address for donation to companies. Now, we'll leave everybody, what's the FTX alone? From billionaire to nothing at all, I must admit, which I don't believe. He's got money stashed away. He won't lose all that money, that some part elsewhere. Trust me, that guy's got Tom in a Swiss account that came in somewhere. You're that clever at 30 to make that kind of Tom. You're not that stupid, is it all? Theory. Oh, well done, Mark. Well done. Okay. There is view on it. Quite a big for micro, but I'd rather have the wide stop. Okay. Makes more sense. See how that goes. Happy. It's a bit better, hey? And again, JPY start to move in the right direction. Smile trying to creep back on the old face there. See, things can get greedy and overexposed, I think. I'm playing Bitcoin, you've overexposed, yeah? And I put everything on red, or everything on this, or everything on that. Well, yeah, obviously. Okay, anyway, that being as it may. GBP cat, God, bloody hell, not that thing good. So sick of this bloody pound. They should stick to playing cricket, eh? Well, it seems to be the 200-day moving average is holding. So I think it's just so overcooked, it's ridiculous. I know some good figures came out today, but that's just ridiculous. Look what it's done since 9th September, October, November. In 2 months, it's gone up over 1,800 pips. That's just got to be some pullback. The 200 seem to be holding. A few sales are coming in. Expect some downside. Don't think you should go in again. I mean, you have something enough trauma on that without adding to it. But that's your money's up to you. But yeah, I think it might come off from there. I think this is so overcooked. I see downside. Yeah. For those already, I don't suggest you overexposed, clearly, but I do see downside in this one. I really do. I mean, this is just ridiculous. And technically, I'm not sure my emotions, technically. How far away is this? Too far away for a stop up there, but certainly somewhere around about there. I see downside. So, yeah. I think it's so overcooked. I must admit, I do see downside now. And on the daily chart, look at the 4-hour chart. Starting to come off 1 hour. Not 50 minutes tells you much. Yeah. To be honest, I do see some downside there. If anyone wants to do it, I'll put it up. I'll make it, it's going to be a wide stop again. So I'll make it 1 point. Make it straight 1950. 1.5950. Is that right? TP, we're taking it way down here, I think. 1.5365. There's GBCAD. But Bitcoin, I think so. Just got to get it regulated. That's the only problem with it. It's not regulated. So if you have a problem with ever dealing with you, you can't go to the ombuds. That's the only thing. That's why we don't have it here. Once it's regulated, definitely grab it, but it's not regulated. You need to go to the ombuds. And if you have a problem, I say, yeah, put all your money on this one. You can't fail. I'm not allowed to say that. I guarantee I'm not allowed to say it. But if I sit on the Bitcoin, you can't complain because it's not regulated. So those who want to do that, anyone want to do it? You're stuck in the bloody thing. It's breaking my heart as well. But if any sense prevails, you should get a bit of a pullback there. I think it's going to come off. I'm certainly no expert on it, but I see the future. Everyone's got tea in the box. Back when the wheels first invented, people thought it was going to be a load of old rubbish. Yeah. It wouldn't be breaking the heart if it was going along there, Mark. You think so? Well, Mark, you're not helping matters. That's not what the lady wants to hear. If it helps at all, Adele, I mean, next time put a stop in, please, I beg of you. We don't want to sit like this again. Yeah, but it's a sell zone in there anyway. But I see some downside there anyway. If you don't want to take it, don't want to take it, but I do see some downside. There, you get some support there from Mr. LUP. I'm battling to know how to pronounce it. I think it's a Mr. I'm not sure if it's a lady or a male's name. Let's put it down, see what happens. Come on, put it down. Please don't jump in any more of these things. There you go. Well, I can't tell you what to do, but I'm suggesting. What's the stop loss there? It's too far. Sorry, guys, that's too far. I don't want it there. It's a hell of a risk reward, isn't it? Yeah, it's still 120 odd bucks a micro. Well, long live the king now. It's jumped up, eh? Anyway, so I'll put it aside, guys. I just hope to God it does come off now. Okay, guys, that's about it I've got anyway. It's been a bit of a lackluster session at first, but it seems perking up a bit. Euro dollar, what do we get in the euro dollar? It's a quick recap. Back to 1.04 now. See what happens, see if that holds. Is BA coming off again? Start to come off a little bit. Tesla, anything happening on Tesla? No, popping up again all over the bloody place. Let's just leave this thing alone. Definitely not sending them out at the moment, so have another look tomorrow. Okay. CHFJPY, a couple of guys want to do that, so I wrote it down. 23, it's gone up 20 pips. There's a bit of good news. CAD we got in at 41. It's now nearly 20 pips up. A bit early to move the stop, but you can do that later on if you want to protect yourself. But that is coming right at least. Okay, Adele. No problem. I think that's about it. I think I'm going to wrap it up now. Anything else you want to overcome? Anything ask? Okay, I think that's fine, guys. Hope this bloody situation gets sorted out tomorrow, get some sanity back. Okay, fantastic having you. And we got some trades out. Well bloody done, guys. Well done. Got some trades out. Let's see if it can work out. Ooh, bye-bye. Just want to check the bumper again before I go. Slightly above, but not that bad. Fantastic, Alvin. See the name before. If you're new, stick it out. You've trained for a while, you know the score. If you're fairly new, just stick it out. Remember, I don't know how good you are, but you didn't pass your driving test after one lesson. You didn't fly solo after one lesson. Give yourself a chance. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Okay, I'll catch you tomorrow morning. I'll be doing it tomorrow and actually back on Thursday. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Hey, cheers now.